Hey there, everybody. This is CP, Cards and Dice. Are you ready for Game 2 of the 1988 World Series between the Oakland A's and New York Mets in New York, in Flushing, Queens? Beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens. I hope so, because we're right about to start. It's going to be Storm Davis against David Cone. So I think the matchup goes to the Mets. David Cone had a pretty good season. He was 20-3 with a 2.22 ERA. Storm Davis was 16-7 with a 3.70 ERA. So I think the advantage goes to David Cone. I'm going to start right away. I have a league game for an online league game with Dynasty League Baseball that starts in an hour. So I want to get this going. Start rolling here. It's going to be Carney Lansford leading it off, followed by Dave Henderson, the center fielder, batting second, Canseco batting third, and the cleanup hitter is Dave Parker. Here's the pitch. It's a 5, and it's going to be off of Coney against a right-hander, a 5-6, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Lansford down on strikes. And next is going to be Dave Henderson. Here's the pitch. Canseco on deck, one of the Bash brothers. And the A's lead the series 1-0. That's going to be a 2-7, and that's going to be a split die 5. That's going to be line into the gap, one hop to the wall, and retrieving it is Dykstra. In at second base is going to be Henderson with a 1-out double. Jose Canseco, here's the pitch to Canseco, is going to be off of Cone's card, a 5-6. That's a strikeout. 2 out, and Dave Parker, left-hand hitting Dave Parker. The Cobra. I called him the Panther, and I don't know, I've called him a lot of different names. Again in the 5 column. This is the column you want to be in for Cone. He's getting everything in that 5 column. Against a lefty, though, we got to switch over here. And that's going to be an 8. It's going to be a strikeout. So Cone gives up a double but strikes out the side, so he's looking sharp. And we go to bottom half of the first inning. And it's going to be Storm Davis facing Lenny Dykstra. I believe this set, this 1988 set that I have, is an original set, and it has extra players as well. That's my belief. So here goes Lenny Dykstra, left-handed hitter, versus Storm Davis. And that's going to be a 5 off of Storm's card versus a lefty, a 5-9, and that's a fly ball, center field. Right there is Henderson. 1 away. Greg Jeffries, 321 hitter. That's, again, he's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting from the left side against Storm Davis, a righty. That's a 5-9. Fly ball again, shallow this time. Back goes the second baseman. In comes Dave Henderson and makes the catch. 2 away. And it's Keith Hernandez. It's going to be a 5. Against a lefty, a 5-4 this time. That's a ground ball, third base X. Third baseman, where is he? He's Lansford. He's a 2. We rolled a 14. 2-14 is it's gonna take us to the error range, which is an E9. Oh no, an E8. E8. And we have to roll 3 dice. E8, 3 dice. That's a 6. And a 6 is going to be a ground ball. Ground ball. And up with it is Lansford. Fires the first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. We go to the top of the second. David Cone against Mark McGwire. Here's the pitch from Cone. That's a 5 against a righty. A 5-3 is going to be a ground ball to Hernandez. Takes it himself. Went away. Ron Hassey, the catcher. It's a 4 this time. 4-4. That's a third. Oh, he's a lefty. 4-4. That's a catcher X. Our catcher is a 2. And we rolled a 6. A 2 catcher. There he is. 2-6. It's going to be a wild pitch and a pop-up. So it's going to be a pop-up. Nobody on base for a wild pitch. Pop 2. 2 outs. And it's Hubbard. Glenn Hubbard. He's a righty. 5-7. That's a ground ball second base X. Our second baseman is a 3. We rolled a 3. That may be a hit. And it is single. Right underneath Backman's glove. Second hit for the A's. In the top of the second inning, no score. Walt Weiss, switch hitter, batting from the left side. That's going to be a 2-5. That's going to be popped up left side. Calling for it is Hojo. Makes the catch. Now retires the side. The A's leave 1. And after 1.5, no score. Who's there? Wait a second. Darryl Strawberry leading it off versus Storm Davis. And it's going to be a 4. It's a lefty. A 4-3. That's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Weiss, a 2. A 2-18. Ground ball picked up by Weiss. Across the diamond. 1 away. Kevin McReynolds now. McReynolds, decent power. It's going to be a 5-6, and that's a split die. 4 is going to be a line drive and caught by the second baseman. 2 out. Next is Gary Carter. And that's a 5 and a 6. And we rolled a 5. That's going to be lined and caught again. But this time by the shortstop. Should have been lined out shortstop the first time as well. So 3 up, 3 down once again. David Cone. Going to face the pitcher, Davis. Davis is a right-handed batter. Oh, going to roll that again. That's a 5. A 5-5 is a strikeout. That's Cone's 4th strikeout. 1 out. Next is Carney Lansford. He struck out in the first inning. And that's a 4. A 4-7, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Our shortstop is a 4. We roll a 3. That's going to be a single through the hole to the left side. Played by McReynolds. Gets it in quickly. Lansford is on first. And Dave Henderson, the batter. Here's the pitch from Cone. It's going to be a 1. A 1-3 is a hit by pitch. So the A's have something going here. And it's going to be Jose Canseco. Here's the pitch from Cone. It's a 5. A 5-6. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Cone. 2 out. And Dave Parker. Dave Parker struck out in the first inning. That's a 6 this time. Parker's a lefty. So it's a 6-10. And that's going to be a 6-10 is going to be a ballpark single potential. We rolled a 15. That's going to be out of range. It's 1 to 6 is a single, otherwise it's going to be a line out to the second baseman. And that's going to retire the side. L4, out number 3. The A's leave 2, and after 2.5, no score. It's going to be Storm Davis facing Howard Johnson. Here's the pitch to Johnson. He's a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty of 5-5. That's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes the right fielder Canseco to the track. Makes the catch, 1 away. Wally Backman, a switch hitter, batting lefty. That's a 2. A 2-7 is a strikeout. First strikeout for Davis. High heat gets him. And it's Coney. Coney is a 2 pitcher hitting card. Otherwise, he's a lefty batter. Huh. Cone bats lefty. Cool. All right. So we roll a 2-10, and that's a strikeout. And that's going to retire the side. Second strikeout for Davis. 3 up, 3 down. Davis is retired 9 in a row. David Cone. I've got to protect David Cone. Got to use a little sleeve here to protect David Cone so we can play this series again and again for the rest of eternity. Won't be buying very many more sets of Mark McGwire's up of Stratomatic. Happy with the ones I have, and actually I'm trying to minimize my collection. Just going to keep what I can fit in my coffin. My new philosophy. Top of the third, no score. Mark McGwire. Here's the pitch from Cone. That's a 5-11. A 5-11 is going to be a. It's going to be a ballpark single. We rolled a 6. He's a righty, and it is a single. That's the 4th hit allowed by Cone, but this one is a leadoff hit. First time we've had the leadoff runner on. And here's a pitch to Hassey, lefty. That's facing a lefty. That's a 6. A 6-5 is going to be a split die. 9 is going to be a double. And McGwire is going to be held at third, going into second with a ball that was crushed. Took a hop off the wall. Bounced off the wall, but right to the right fielder, and that was a right field shot. A 5. Wow, it doesn't say. But he's a lefty, so it was a right fielder. So second and third now. And it's Glenn Hubbard. So the infield's going to stay back. We're going to... actually, you know what? We're bringing the infield in on this. Okay, it's going to be a 3. A 3-11. 3-11 is going to be a ballpark single. That's an 18. That's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop. 1 out. Infield's still in against, gonna have to re-roll the whole thing, against Weiss. Now that's going to be 1-6, and that's a fly out center field. Fly out center field, question mark, is a B. Now, fly ball, runner on third scores, others hold, so I can actually move up the other one if I wanted to, Hassey, but he's a catcher, so he's not going to be. So that's the first run of the game. First run of the game comes on a 1-6 on Walt Weiss's card, which is a fly out to center field, sacrifice fly, 2 out. And next is going to be Davis. Storm Davis with a runner at second. And that's a 6 off Coney. Storm Davis is a right-handed batter. A 6-11 ground ball, first baseman X. Hernandez is a 1. We rolled a 9. A 1-9. We're going to have to look at Hernandez's error as an E4. E4. and we rolled a 6. A 6 is a ground ball to Hernandez. He fields it himself, and that retires the side, out number 3, but not before the A's take a 1-0 lead with 2 hits and 1 run. We go after 3.5. It's the A's 1, the Mets nothing. Now, Mets don't want to risk going down 2-0. So they're hoping to win this one. They're going to have to claw back now. That 1 run seems insurmountable at this point. Mets haven't managed to hit in 3 innings. Here's the top of the 4th, and Lenny Dykstra. That's a 1. A 1-5 is a walk, ball 4. Now, Dykstra is a base stealing threat with a double-A. He's got a double-A. Now, there's a lot of other numbers here that I don't know, so I don't really use them. But I know that I will use the catcher. There's nothing there. They're going to hold him, so it's going to go from a double-A says that he is 1 to 17, so it's going to be 1 to 15, and we're going to wait. You know what? We're not going to wait. We're going to roll for Lenny Dykstra to run. There goes Dykstra, and that's a stolen base. Now, maybe an error, I believe, because Hasse, let's see what Hasse has here. We rolled a 2. 1, 2, or 3. There's a potential error, and Hasse's a T1-2 on a 20-sided die. So we're going to roll that to see if there's an error, and no, there is not. There we go. It's a stolen base, tying run at second base with nobody out. Greg Jeffries, the batter. Here's the pitch to Jeffries. It's going to be a 1-6, and that's going to be triple-double, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall, and bouncing around, rolls away from the center fielder, and Jeffries is going to try for third. Here's the relay, and he is safe. Game is tied. RBI triple for Jeffries. Keith Hernandez, the batter. Have to roll. That's a foul ball. Straight back. Infield is in now. That's going to be a 3. A 3-6 is a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 3. Out number 1. Darryl Strawberry now. Play the infield in. Oh. Foul ball. Foul ball. Tower falls over. All right, that's going to be a 4 against a lefty. A 4-4 is a ballpark single potential. We rolled a 9. That's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman. 2 out. Here's the pitch to Kevin McReynolds. That's a 1-8 ground ball, shortstop. And Weiss up with it, fires to first, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 1 hit, and they tie the ball game at 1 apiece. We go to the top of the 5th. David Cone is going to be facing the top of the order. Lansford, Henderson, and Canseco. Here's the pitch from Cone to a 2-3. 2-3 is a fly ball left field. Right there is McReynolds. 1 out. Dave Henderson, he's doubled and was hit by a pitch. That's a 6. A 6-8, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Cone. 2 out. And Jose Canseco. That's a 6-11. That's a ground ball first baseman. It's a 9. Our first baseman's a 1. But a 9 falls into his error rating, which is, I believe, a 4. E4. So we're going to have to roll E4. Not easy for it to be it's a 6. That's going to be a ground ball to Hernandez. Takes it himself, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. First such inning for Cone in this game. Storm Davis on the mound for the A's. Here's the pitch from Davis to Carter. It's a 5-3. That's a ground ball back to the pitcher, but there's an X there. Now Davis is an E7. He's a 2 E7. We roll the 7, a 2 E7, and that's going to be, we're going to go to the E7. We're going to have to roll 3 dice. And that's an 11. An 11 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Fields his position, throws out Carter. 1 away. Next is Howard Johnson. Pitch to Johnson. It's going to be a 4. Howard Johnson's switch hitter, so he's batting from the left side. 5. That's a split die. 1 to 4 is a single. We roll the 12. It's lined and caught by the second baseman. L4. 2 out. Wally Backman, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch from Davis. That's a 2-4. That's a ground ball, second base. And right there's Hubbard. Throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. After 5, 1-1 the score. Game 2 of the 1988 World Series. The Mets took the Dodgers 4 games to 1 in the NLCS. Dave Parker's leading it off. He's 0 for 2. He's struck out and lined out. It's a 4-9. It's fly ball. Shallow center. Coming in is Dykstra. Makes the catch. 1 away. Here's Mark McGuire. That's a 4. 10. Fly ball center field X. Our center fielder Dykstra's a 2. 2-18. 2-18. It's a fly ball center field again. Dykstra right there. 2 out. And Ron Hassey. That's a 4-7. Hassey's a lefty. 4-7. That's a ground ball shortstop. 4-16. Grounded to Johnson. On the 16, Johnson scoops it up, throws the first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. After 5.5, 1-1 the score. Now my question for the day is, I'm trying to give away a 1991 season set. My question of the day is, what was Zoilo Versailles, I think that's how they pronounced it, nickname? What was Zoil's Versailles nickname? All right. Bottom of the 6th, Cone is leading it off. Cone is a 2. That's a 6. He's a lefty batter. A 6-6. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4. 1. Next is Lenny Dykstra. He's another lefty. It's a 5-5. That's a fly ball right field. Right there is Canseco. 2 outs. Nice little, funny little Canseco documentary / musical. Bash Brothers, it's called, on Netflix. Check it out. Pretty silly. May like it. 6, a 6, another lefty. Well, he's a switch hitter, batting lefty. Greg Jeffries. It's a 6-5. That's a walk. So Jeffries is on. Now Jeffries is a B at stealing. And I'm going to double check that. 6-5. It's a lefty. It's a walk. All right, so Jeffries not going so far. Here's Keith Hernandez. 5-8. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5, and that retires the side. Mets leave 1, score none. And after 6 complete, it's 1-1. Pretty good ball game going here. And it's David Cone, who's retired 9 in a row for David Cone finally. Glenn Hubbard leading it off. Just a pitch to Hubbard. That's a 4-9. That's a split die, 8. Line drive caught by the shortstop. L6, Howard Johnson right there. Hit it on the screws, but right at Johnson. One away. Walt Weiss. That's a 6. He's a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty. 6-8. It's a ball 4. And Davis is going to bunt now. So Davis is going to bunt. We're using Davis is a what kind of bunter is Davis? Let's see. Well, most pitchers I hit with their card are C bunters, so that's going to work. Going to look at the C. And that's a 6. A 6 is batter is thrown out by third baseman. So it's 5-4. Successful sacrifice. Over to second is the go-ahead run. And up is Carney Lansford. Here's the pitch to Lansford, who's 1 for 3 on the day. That's a 2-12 against a righty. A 2-12 is popped up. Foul territory. Carter throws his mask away, makes the catch, and that retires the side. The A's lead 1, score none. And after 6.5, 1-1. Pitcher's duel today. Darryl Strawberry is going to lead it off for the Mets against Storm Davis. I'm going to try to let these guys go as long as possible. Darryl Strawberry, that's a 6-9. A 6-9 is a split die 2. That's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the right field corner. Hustling around first is Strawberry into second base. Leadoff double for Darryl Strawberry. Kevin McReynolds is up. Ooh. Reynolds is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to McReynolds. That's a 5. A 5-10 fly ball center field X. Center fielder's a 2. We rolled a 15. That's kind of in between there, so I'm going to have to re-roll it. Try to get it to a 4 this time. All right. So he's a 2. We rolled a 4 in center field. A 2 in center field. We rolled a 4. That's a ball that he runs down. F8. 1 away. Gary Carter is next. Here's the pitch to Carter. That's a 2-3. A 2-3 is a deep drive. It's a split die. 1-3 home run. 4-20 double. This is going to score a run. The Mets are going to take the lead. And it's an 8, so that's going to be a double. One hop off the wall. Thrown in quickly, but Carter drives in the go-ahead run with a 1-out double off of Storm Davis. Now it's Johnson. Here's the pitch to Johnson. That's a 1-10. A 1-10 is a split die. 14, that's line and caught by the second baseman. Hubbard, 2 out. And Wally Backman. Pitch from Davis. And that's a 3. A 3-5 is ball 4. And we have the pitcher spot now. David Cone. That's a 3. He's a 2. David Cone's a 2. So that's a 3-7. 3-7 is a ground ball, second base. Hubbard flips to the shortstop, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 2 hits. Oh. And the score now is Mets 2 and the A's 1. All right. We go top of the 8th. Top of the 8th, Cone is going to pitch to Henderson, Canseco, and Parker. Here's the pitch. That's a 5 against a righty. A 5-11. That's going to be a it's going to be a ballpark effect. 16. That's lined, and he's a righty. Yep, line shortstop. L6. 1 away. And 3, that's off Canseco's card. 8, that's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 7, 2 out. Dave Parker. Pitch to Parker. It's a 2-8. It's going to be a ground ball to Jeffries. Fires to first. Goes off Parker by a step. And then retires the side. Storm Davis still in the game. He's going to be facing the top of the order for the Mets. Dykstra, Jeffries, and Hernandez. Here's the pitch. It's a 4. A 4-8 is a strikeout. So Dykstra goes down swinging. And that's strikeout number 5, out number 1. Next is Greg Jeffries. He's tripled, drove in a run. It's going to be 2-8. Ground ball to first base. Ground ball to the first baseman. McGuire takes it himself. 2 out, and it's Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is 0 for 3, a ground out and 2 strikeouts. That's a 5 versus a lefty. A 5-3 is a ground ball. First baseman. First baseman is a 3. We rolled a 15. 315. Oh, that's going to be into his error rating. E10. E10, we're going to have to roll E10. E10 is a 3, and a 3 is going to be a one base error. So McGuire drops the ball and allows Hernandez to make it to first. And 2 outs, and Hernandez on first. Here's Darryl Strawberry. That's a 3. A 3-7, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6. Mets leave 1, score none, and we go to the top of the 9th. Last licks for the A's. It's 2-1 Mets. And Cone is in there. There's action in the Mets bullpen. It's Myers out there. That's the closer for the Mets. Randy Myers, the lefty. So here's McGuire. Here's the pitch from Cone. That's going to be a 2. No home runs on a 2. 2-8. It's going to be a walk, ball 4. Not the way Cone wanted to start off the inning. Next is going to be Ron. You know what? We're going to bring in pinch runner. And the pinch runner is going to be Stan Javier, who's 1-15 running. 1-12. Mark McGuire. You know what? Tough decision. Tough decision here because I'm pulling McGuire. I mean, he's a monster, but we're losing. It's a good question. Would you pinch run for Javier? We're gaining three points here in speed, 3 numbers in speed. That may be the difference between scoring this run or not scoring the run. So you know what? We're gonna pinch run Javier, and then he's gonna play first base. Pinch run with an X. Put that X there. We got a pinch runner, Javier, for McGuire. Mark McGuire is out of the game. And it's going to be Ron Hasse. Ron Hasse has a bunt C. So we're going to bunt with Hasse. See what happens. That's an 8. And that's going to be batter is thrown out at first. Out by first baseman. It's going to be 3-4. And a successful sacrifice, and the runner moves to second. So now the tying run is at second base is going to be Glenn Hubbard. Here's the pitch. Say 6. That's off of Glenn Hubbard is a righty. A 6 off of David Cone's card. A 6-7 is a walk based on balls, and that's going to be all for Cone. We're going to bring in Randy Myers. Randy Myers is going to face 2 batters, I believe, unless he can get a double play here. Randy Myers is a pretty good ball player in 1988. He was their closer. Had, doesn't say the saves, but had a 1.72 ERA. Randy Myers comes in, and we're going to protect him with a sleeve. Okay, runners on first and second. The go-ahead run is on at first, and the tying run is at second base in Javier. It's going to be Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss hit a sacrifice fly for the only Oakland run. It's 2-1 Mets. First and second, 1 out, top of the ninth. Randy Myers, a left-hander, facing Walt Weiss, batting from the right side. That's going to be a 2. Facing a left-hander, a 2-12 is a foul out. That's popped up behind the plate. Carter throws his mask away, makes the catch. Batting versus a left-handed pitcher, a 2-12 foul out. Just double checking. Pitcher spot, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. One guy that I do like to bring in is Don Baylor. I think he's a clutch guy. You know what? I can bring in Terry Steinbach, who I think had a better year. 265. Oh, Mookie Wilson's on the wrong team here. 265. I know I have Don Baylor, and I looked, and I've seen that he pinch hits in this series. 264. 7 doubles, 7 home runs. Oh no, 220. Yeah, I'm going to bring in Terry Steinbach. All right, Steinbach's coming in to pinch hit for Davis. So here's going to be the pitch to Steinbach from Randy Myers. It's going to be a 5 versus a right-handed batter. A 5-5. It's a strikeout. Game over. Let's win it. Steinbach goes down swinging, goes after the high heat. And the Mets tie the series at 1 apiece. Randy Myers is going to pick up the... Picks up the save. Cohen picks up the win. Storm Davis picks up the loss. Pretty good game. Final score. The Mets 2. They scored on a walk and a stolen base, and then a triple by Jeffries in the 4th, and then a leadoff double by Strawberry in the 7th, and then a 1-out double by Carter, driving in the second run. So Carter gets credit for the game-winning hit. The only run scored by the A's was a single and a double. It was second and third, and then Walt Weiss hit a deep drive to center field, and that was a sacrifice fly. It scored McGuire. And that's the ball game, guys. The Mets win it by a score of 2-1, so we're happy. Game over, about 47 minutes worth of game. Mets, the A's leave 2 in that last inning. They made it exciting with 2 walks. Cohen got tired, had to be pulled, but Randy Myers came in and slammed the door on the Oakland A's. So that's it. And this is CP Cards and Dice saying I will see you soon.